Radio Glasgow, WCLU.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We learned overnight officials believe former President Trump misled investigators trying to recover sensitive government information. He moved from the White House to his home in Palm Beach. Correspondent Linda Kenyon is in Washington.
The Justice Department states classified documents were likely concealed and removed from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate as part of an effort to obstruct the federal investigation. It also says the FBI seized 33 boxes containing more than 100 classified records during its search on August 8th. The court filing comes ahead of a request by Trump attorneys to appoint a special master to review the documents taken during the FBI search.
The Justice Department says there's no need for a third party because all of the documents have already been reviewed. Bottled waters selling out in Jackson, Mississippi, where people are struggling to deal with a crisis becoming more critical by the minute. Correspondent Jim Krasula is there.
Flooding from heavy rain last week caused problems with the city's trouble-prone water treatment plants.
Praying that this be over in a couple of days, so we won't have to keep going back and forth buying water, and they clean up the water system for us to be able to use the tap water.
Owners of businesses that had to close are furious, demanding someone in a leadership position be held accountable.
Water pressure is so low it's impossible to shower or flush toilets. Lawmakers in South Carolina's House have passed an abortion ban that makes exceptions for rape and incest. It would outlaw the procedure after 12 weeks of pregnancy. The bill moves on to the state Senate. There's been a historic decline in the number of years Americans can expect to live. CBS's Alex Tin.
U.S. life expectancy at birth has fallen for a second year in a row, according to new federal estimates, dropping from 77 to 76.1 years as of 2021. That's the biggest back-to-back drop in roughly a century, according to the CDC.
Today marks 25 years since Princess Diana was killed in a car accident. CBS's Elaine Cobb is in Paris.
A quarter of a century after her death, tourists still stop to pause as they cross the bridge over the tunnel where the fatal crash took place. Some leave scrawled sympathy notes at the makeshift shrine to Princess Diana.
We didn't know that this would be here. It's beautiful.
We still remember exactly where we were when we heard that she died.
I suppose her legacy will live on forever.
Diana was 36. The last surviving member of the Monkees is suing the FBI. Mickey Dolenz wants to set the record straight after a heavily redacted file from 1967 appears to show the TV pop band was being investigated for allegedly spreading subliminal anti-Vietnam War messages during their shows. This is CBS News.
The Dell Technologies Labor Day event is here. Up to 48% off Vostro laptops with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. End the summer strong by starting up a new season of productivity. Your business upgrade begins with up to 48% off top-rated laptops, like Vostro, taking performance to the next level with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. It's time to push your growing business even further. What's next for you? Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs, too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes! Loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com. Terms and conditions apply.
The new date for getting NASA's Artemis 1 rocket off the ground is Saturday.
Mission managers say engineers will work on technical issues at the launch pad. The engine chill-down process that was Monday's showstopper will now start earlier in the countdown. Space Launch System Program Manager John Honeycutt says he likes what he's seeing.
I think we've got enough data to put the story together, but we've still got to go put the pieces together.
Forecasters say there's just a 40% chance of favorable weather at launch time, but they're optimistic for a break in the showers and thunderstorms sometime during that 2-hour launch window. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
They have a problem at grocery stores in New Jersey. Ever since a statewide plastic bag ban went into effect in May, shoppers have been walking off with plastic handheld baskets. The head of local superfood town stores says the light load options to carts are disappearing so quickly, they may have to do away with them because they can't afford to keep paying for replacements. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Stress. It never seems to end when you owe money to the IRS. What about the years of unfiled tax returns? Have you tried another tax service and gotten nowhere? Then you need Tax Alliance. Why? Years of being A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau with no consumer complaints sets them apart. Call 800-987-1097. That's 800-987-1097. Don't wait until the IRS attacks your wages, bank account, your home or pension, and even your Social Security check. Tax Alliance specializes in IRS tax relief programs, including the Fresh Start Initiative, which can finally free yourself from IRS debt. Their tax professionals can file returns, fight the IRS to substantially lower your IRS debt, or possibly even have it forgiven. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes, have unfiled tax returns, or have a payment plan and are still frustrated, call 800-987-1097. That's 800-987-1097.
Tax Alliance, your tax resolution solution.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, a very pleasant good morning to you. James Coates with you, and I'll be right back.
U.S. Bank is a strong bank that offers many services to all types of customers. But our real strength is in our people, like our community president, Irvin Sorrell. Irvin is also a hands-on branch manager for the South Green Street and Wall Street locations. He's there to answer questions to help you establish a banking relationship with the services you need. You'll find Irvin easy to talk to and very helpful in helping you with your banking needs and challenges. Reach out to Irvin at 270-659-3201. U.S. Bank. Our people make us a great bank for you. U.S. Bank is a strong bank that offers many services to all types of customers. Member FDIC.
All right, I think we're ready to go now. Good morning, everybody, on this Wednesday, 6:07. Looks like we are in for a gorgeous day. 60 degrees now. We'll check that weather forecast coming up here in just a little bit. But first things first, we want to get you updated with our birthday and anniversary list for today, the last day of the month. Here we are, August 31st. Joan Regal, happy birthday. First one on the list this morning. Happy birthday to Tommy and Terry Jackson, 76, both of them today, brothers. So happy birthday to you, too. We appreciate all you do for us here at WCLU. Also, happy birthday to Diane Garman. Mike Taylor is 72 today. Happy birthday, Mike. Gunnar Greer is 23, and Marie Ward is 80 today. So that means somebody gets a gong. There you go. 80 years old today. That's Marie Ward. And we have a couple of anniversaries today. Brian and Laura King. This is their third-year anniversary. And Joe and Nancy Cornwall, 59 years today. My goodness, so congratulations. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Now, you can submit online to our website, WCLUradio.com. Or to you Willie listeners, you may want to visit RadioSoki.com. And by the way, good morning to all of our listeners on the Big Willie, 94.1, 102.3. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and also EPB Channel 6. Good morning to you folks as well. It's 6:09, and let's get updated with that weather forecast here in just a moment at WCLU. Like I said, we're in for a beautiful day today. So I'll tell you, just get out there and enjoy it, okay? We're at 60 degrees now. Weather beautiful, and a little bit of rain over the weekend, so we'll get you updated with that here at WCLU and Good Morning Live. Weather forecast today, plenty of sunshine, Glasgow, high of 82. Tonight, clear, 58 degrees. It'll be sunny, warmer tomorrow, Thursday, high of 86. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, a low of 65. On Friday, we'll end this work week with a mix of sun and clouds, high of 88 degrees. Some rain on Saturday, 40% chance, otherwise sunny and warm, high of 88. Again today, sunshine will hit 82 this afternoon. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful day. 93% humidity this hour. Pressure 30.03. No winds really this morning. Precipitation 0.1 since midnight, so just a trace of precip overnight. Visibility, we're showing about 3 miles, so there's some fog out there this morning. I noticed coming in, it's beautiful, but it can be dangerous, so please be careful on your way to work this morning or maybe coming in from work. Whatever you're up to today, be careful out there. Sunset tonight, 7:13 p.m. Days are truly getting shorter. 60 degrees this hour here at WCLU. Lots of things to talk about. Coming up, local news. Also, we'll get you updated with local obituaries a little later on. Archives with Sam Terry, so stay with us all morning. Good Morning Live. James Coates here. Join me Monday through Friday mornings at about 8:30 for the Houchins Lucky Name program, followed by 15 minutes of Southern gospel music. We call it Southern Gold. We play the oldies for you, the old classics, hymns of the church, and some new Southern gospel artists as well. And a little bit of bluegrass gospel too. Monday through Friday, immediately following the Houchins Lucky Name program, right here on WCLU, 1490 AM and 103.1 FM.
Nurse practitioners Paula West and Haley Cavanaugh at the TJ Health Cave City Clinic offer experienced health care for all your family's needs, including family medicine care, pediatric care treating children starting at birth, along with cardiology services. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic across from Save-A-Lot is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are recommended. Walk-ins are accepted based on availability. For additional information, visit tjregionalhealth.org/Cave City. TJ Regional Health. Total local care.
Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. It's great to have you with us today here on WCLU Local News. We're looking at 612 currently and 60 degrees. Take a moment and mellow in that 60 degrees. It feels wonderful out there this morning and looks like it's going to be a wonderful day. As you just heard today, highs are really going to be about 82 to 84 degrees. Really not looking to a hot day today. So get out there, enjoy that. Again, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful day. The humidity at this point might even be a little tapered off as we've had some rain move through the area, and we've certainly gotten that good forecast in the way now. Now, as far as moving toward the rest of the week, if you remember, we are looking at a chance of showers once again on the end of the week. Looks like maybe in the weekend that'll come back. That Labor Day forecast, at this point, it's still a little hard to tell. Looks like there might be a slight chance of rain, but looks like we're mostly in the clear for that. The scope of a project to locate a Chinese-owned battery factory in Barron County has shifted since it was announced nearly 2 years ago. Contemporary Amperex Technology purchased the former R.R. Donnelley and later LSC Communications building along Donnelley Drive in December 2020. The company is a major battery supplier for vehicle brands like Tesla and BMW. Though the pandemic stalled many projects, economic development appears to be well underway across the region as companies look to expand their operations, but Glasgow, it's apparently remaining on a development wait list. Maureen Carpenter is the president and CEO of the Barron County Economic Authority. She confirms that Contemporary Amperex Technology still plans to come to Barron County.
Can't really talk about what they're looking at, but they are coming.
The pandemic stalled many development projects, particularly the KTEL expansion. Company executives were apparently unable to travel to Glasgow for necessary meetings for several months as lockdowns persisted in China. Those restrictions, they've since broadened to recent tensions with the Chinese government, and that's something that's presenting another problem for this project here in Barron County.
Federal relations with the Chinese government are not helping to move things forward on that project.
WCLU News inquired about KTEL's intentions in the area. Carpenter could not detail specific information about them, however. Electric vehicle business and market demands, they've changed so much that the company's original intentions in South Central Kentucky, they're no longer existent, she says. The changes, they're forcing the company to pivot and reassess its business efforts here. And again, this is a little unclear. We don't exactly know what that means, considering we don't know what they intentionally intended to do.
You know, I feel bad because we were very excited about this and the opportunity that it brings and still brings. It's just we can't put a timeline on it. And people want timelines. People want to know when is it going to happen. And I can't give them that, and neither can the company.
Carpenter says the company maintains plans of investing quality jobs in Barron County. Details about those jobs, they were not immediately provided. But again, we did confirm with Carpenter that KTEL employees are located here, and they apparently still continue to develop, though we don't know when.
They do have people here that are working very hard to try to get their project up and going here. There's just a lot of challenges.
WCLU News also spoke to Carpenter about ongoing economic efforts with development here locally. We'll have that in a later report. Authorities arrested a woman Sunday after she apparently crashed a truck in Glasgow. Glasgow police say they responded to Happy Valley Road in reference to a complaint. Officers determined a white truck was traveling along Veterans Outer Loop, crossed the median, and crashed through a fence near Shoe Show. The truck also collided with a parked truck there in the parking lot. 71-year-old Lena J. Carver of Glasgow was arrested in connection to the incident. Officers conducted field sobriety tests and determined she was impaired. She was charged with operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, substance first offense, and first-degree criminal mischief. Carver was released on a ROR bond, which means released on own recognizance. Defendants released on this bond, they are at liberty without posting bail. They just must attend all future court appearances, however. It's unclear if Carver has an attorney. Governor Andy Beshear was in Bowling Green yesterday to welcome in a new business there in Bowling Green. They were breaking ground on a $2 billion state-of-the-art electric vehicle battery gigafactory there in Bowling Green's Transpark. Envision AESC investment will create 2,000 full-time jobs in the region to operate its 30-gigawatt-hour plant, which has the potential to expand to 40 gigawatt-hours, we understand. At the plant, the world-leading Japanese EV battery technology company, it'll produce a battery cell and module that will power next-generation EVs, that means electric vehicles, by multiple global automotive manufacturers. Now, today's groundbreaking of the approximately 3 million square foot Kentucky operation, it marked the next step for one of the largest economic development projects in the state's history. That's coming from a news release from the governor's office. Envision AESC's facility further establishes Kentucky as a leader in the automotive industry of the future. Now, again, it's unclear when jobs will begin to flow into that area, but this is a huge investment. The governor also touting that Kentucky has posted record low unemployment rates for 4 consecutive months, falling from 3.9% in April to 3.8% in May and 3.7% in June and July. Governor Andy Beshear has directed that flags at all state office buildings be lowered to half staff from sunrise until sunset on Wednesday, August 31st, that's today, in observance of Overdose Awareness Day in Kentucky. In addition to lowering the flag, the governor's mansion will be lit purple, the designated color, to show support for overdose awareness. Overdose Awareness Day is a global event held on this day each year to raise awareness of drug overdoses, to reduce the stigma of drug-related deaths, and to acknowledge the grief felt by families and friends as they remember those who have died or have a permanent injury as a result of a drug overdose. Governor Beshear encourages individuals, businesses, and organizations throughout the Commonwealth to join in this tribute. You can check flag status always at governor.ky.gov/flag-status. No activity on this morning's 911 report. It's 6:18, 60 degrees. You're listening to WCLU Local News, Wednesday, August 31st. We'll be right back.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
Mobile apps have changed the way we live our lives today. From banking to ordering groceries and dating. Well, a great way to stay connected with us at WCLU is by downloading our app. Stay up to date with local news, obituaries, birthdays and anniversaries, winners, and so much more. And you can listen to us online too. It's free. It's in your app store. Download it today and stay connected with WCLU as we continue to be your home for local.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News. I'm Brennan Crane. It's Wednesday, August 31st, 60 degrees. Great to have you with us today. We are really enjoying this temperature around here, and it looks like we are going to be going toward a nice day today. Highs really about 82 to 84 degrees, depending on where you land. But it looks like it's going to be a wonderful day. Get out there, enjoy that if you can. Lots of things going on. We do have a chance of rain moving back into that forecast this weekend. I know that might be a bummer for some folks who have some Labor Day plans this weekend. But again, looks like it's a residual amount of rain at this point. Maybe some pop-up showers mainly. Doesn't really look like it's going to be any gully washers, if you will. Looks like we are moving towards Sunday and the next Monday. That's where a chance of showers is really about 40%, and that appears to be the highest percentage of rain that we're looking at now. Otherwise, Labor Day forecast for next Monday, we're looking at partly sunny skies and a high near 84 degrees. Today, you might see some fog out there this morning, otherwise sunny and a high near 82 degrees. Authorities in Cave City say they responded to 701 North Dixie Highway a few days ago, and they say they responded in reference to a welfare check on a woman identified as Crystal Mayotte. An officer made contact with two subjects identified as Mayotte and Stephen Parker. A brief investigation was conducted, and the officer was able to determine that a physical altercation had apparently taken place between the two. Parker was placed under arrest and transported to the Barron County Jail. He's charged with 4th-degree assault, 2nd-degree strangulation, and 3rd-degree terroristic threatening. No additional information was provided on that news release. 2 Kentucky high school students will be selected this fall as delegates to the United States Senate Youth Program, a merit-based program that takes the most outstanding high school students from around the country to Washington, D.C. for a week-long study of the federal government and the people who lead it. Selected students also will each receive a $10,000 college scholarship in the name of the U.S. Senate, with encouragement to continue coursework in history, government, and public affairs. The Kentucky Department of Education oversees the selection process of 2 students to be a part of this national 104-student delegation. Students will attend Washington Week, scheduled for March 4th through the 11th next year, and participate in meetings and briefings with senators, the president, a justice of the Supreme Court, leaders of cabinet agencies, other key policymakers, and senior members of the media. Program organizers will make a final determination this fall whether the program will be online or in person. High school teachers and principals are encouraged to nominate qualified high school juniors and seniors to apply to that. Applications are already posted online, and they are due October 31st. We'll have this information a little later on this morning at our website, WCLUradio.com. And in other news going on across the area, Berea College, which has close connections to areas of eastern Kentucky, they are affected by historic flooding in July. They're providing funds to help the region. The school's president, Lyle Roloff, says the funds are expected to total more than $1 million. The school will contribute to the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky to administer through its networks. It will also provide support to school systems in affected counties up to $50,000 per system. The college will also make a contribution administered through the Mountain Association to help businesses in affected counties. Several Berea students and their families were affected by the floods, which killed at least 39 people. And we understand that today is the day that we are going to be moving forward here in Barron County, with Barron County Schools sending 3 school buses over to Letcher County. That's, of course, in the eastern part of the state. They're going to be sending those school buses full of supplies that they're going to be donating, but they're also going to be donating these school buses to be used by that school system for the foreseeable future. Of course, we understand that Letcher County Schools has been impacted by this flooding greatly, and therefore they've lost some of their school buses. So the Barron County school system will be sending those school buses today, we understand. 624 and 60 degrees. No activity on the 911 report. It's Wednesday, August 31st. Have a great day.
This is the Kentucky News Network. An investigation into the theft of $4 million of federal funds is continuing in Lexington. City officials say the money was transferred electronically to a private bank account, and they discovered the theft last week. The Paramount Arts Center in Ashland is asking for the public's help getting their stolen trailer back. Officials say that trailer is used for outdoor shows. Surveillance video shows a man hooking an SUV up to the trailer Sunday night. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear ordering flags on state buildings lowered from sunrise to sunset yesterday in observation of Overdose Awareness Day. Overdose Awareness Day is a global event to acknowledge the grief felt by friends and families of those who have died from drugs and to remember those who have lost their battle. In addition, the governor's mansion was lit in purple to show support for overdose awareness. A groundbreaking ceremony this week with the governor and other officials is the first step in the construction of a multi-billion-dollar electric vehicle battery gigafactory. The plans call for Envision AESC to build a $2 billion state-of-the-art center in Bowling Green's Kentucky Trans Park. The company will produce battery cells and modules to power the next generation of electric vehicles. The project is expected to create 2,000 jobs. Labor Day is one of the most dangerous holidays to travel, and the Kentucky Blood Center is asking Kentuckians to help out in a big way. The blood supply is critically low, and there is a need for all blood types. Type O negative is considered the universal donor. The Emergency Connectivity Fund is awarding several libraries in western Kentucky money to meet the challenges of remote learning. Daviess County Public Library, Ohio County, Muhlenberg County, and the Hopkins County Madisonville Public Library will receive a share of $1.2 million to cover the cost of electronics like computers, tablets, modems, and routers. I'm Rob Carpenter.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Everyone knows how beneficial therapy can be, but traditional therapy can be overwhelming, confusing, and inconvenient. When scheduling in-person therapy, it can be difficult to find the right therapist near you, and it can take weeks to get on their calendar. We knew there had to be a better way, and that's where BetterHelp began. I'm Danny, co-founder of BetterHelp Online Therapy. When Alana and I started BetterHelp in 2013, our mission was simple: find a way to make professional therapy accessible, affordable, and convenient for everyone. BetterHelp works around your schedule and lifestyle. You can connect to a therapist by phone, video call, or even text message. You don't even have to turn on your camera if you don't feel comfortable. And if your therapist isn't the right fit, you can switch anytime with a click of a button, because BetterHelp is designed with you in mind. See why over 2 million members have trusted BetterHelp for online therapy. Go to betterhelp.com/healthieryou and get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com.
In my family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation. Everything. All the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky Monuments showed her the different options they have available. Even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorials she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance. The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes. But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
In area funeral announcements this hour, Grace Vincent Wood, age 90 of Bee Spring, died at her residence on Sunday. The Edmonson County native worked as a homemaker and tried her best to care for the natural and spiritual needs of her family. Grace was also a member of the Bee Spring Missionary Baptist Church. She leaves to honor her memory her daughter, Donna Rich, 7 grandchildren, Ashley Jaggers, Heather House, Jonathan Wood, Brooke Cole, and Bridget, Ryan, and Adam Rich. 12 great-grandchildren and 1 brother, Johnny Pete Vincent. 2 sisters, Ava Stevenson and Darlene Kerr, along with a host of nieces, nephews, and friends. The funeral service for Grace Wood will be Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Bee Spring Missionary Baptist Church. Visitation 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Friday at the Patton Funeral Home, Brownsville Chapel, and from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday at the church. Ellis Gary Doc Hogan, 72, passed away on Tuesday. Doc was a unique and caring individual who touched the lives of all who knew him. He was a graduate of Caverna High School. Doc went to Harding University for his undergraduate studies and the University of Louisville for medical school. He loved being a physician and truly had a passion for medicine. His last wish was to donate his body to science to help with future medical research. He is survived by his children, Brian, Laura, Cale, Brooke, Amber, and Hannah. His grandchildren, Kelsey, Braylon, Sawyer, Harper, Mackie, Drew, Finn, and Ellie. His stepmother, Bertha, and sister Pam, a brother Tony, and his niece Emily, and nephews Michael and Ben. A celebration of life for Doc Hogan will be held at 11:30 a.m. Saturday at the Bob Hunt Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends Saturday from 10 a.m. until service time. Lowell Edward Sturgill, 85 of Louisville, died on Monday. He was a native of Letcher County and a longtime employee of Swift Packaging Company. He is survived by his son, Jerry Sturgill, a daughter, Sandra Davidson, sisters, Zeta Torreno and Glenda Hoke, 4 grandchildren, Jennifer Bright, Amanda Bird, and Trent and Brad Sturgill, 5 great-grandchildren, Charlotte Bright, Angie Jo Sturgill, and Liam, Olivia, and Leighton Bird. Funeral services for Lowell Sturgill will be Friday at 11 a.m. at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, burial on the Big Meadow Cemetery. The visitation will be Thursday, 3 to 8 p.m., and Friday, 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. at the funeral home. Donations can be made in Lowell's memory to the Baptist Health Louisville Palliative Care. James Harold Cook, 88 of Klebiot, passed away Sunday at the Edmondson Center. The Edmonson County native was a retired director of pupil personnel for the Edmonson County School District, where he served for 33 years. He enjoyed traveling and had many hobbies, which included being a gunsmith, photographer, and woodworker. He was a proud veteran of the U.S. Army 100th Training Division and a member of the Beaver Dam United Baptist Church. James leaves to honor his memory, his wife, Jean Bledsoe Cook, 3 sons, Ron, Gary, and Greg Cook, 6 grandchildren, Alicia Thompson, Paige Cundiff, Christopher and Tristan Snyder, and Zachary and Linda Cook, 5 great-grandchildren, Noah and Aaron Whitty, Hunter Cook, and Ivy and Raven Snyder, a sister, Betty Shelton, and several nephews and nieces. A graveside service for James Cook will be at the Beaver Dam United Baptist Church Cemetery at 12 noon Thursday. The Patton Funeral Home in charge of those arrangements. Troy J. Durrett, 55 of Greensburg, died at his home on Sunday. He had made a profession of faith and was a member of the Holly Grove Baptist Church. He was a lineman for 5 Star Electric and was a contractor. Troy also previously worked at Aluminum Fabricators. He enjoyed hunting, fishing, and being outdoors, while he was also being a gifted craftsman. He is survived by his wife, Marla Gay Elkins Durrett, 2 sons and daughters-in-law, Gannon Durrett and Tanner and Gretchen Durrett, 3 grandchildren, Evie, Indy, and Brooks Durrett, 2 brothers and sisters-in-law, Mike and Judy Durrett, and Steve and Stella Durrett. Other brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Ronnie Bishop, Angie and Troy Hauk, and Danny and Megan Elkins, and a host of nieces and nephews and other relatives and friends also survive. The funeral service for Troy Durrett will be conducted at 11 a.m. Thursday at the Cowherd and Parrott Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Wilson Cemetery. Visitation is requested 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. today at the Cowherd and Parrott Funeral Home and after 7 a.m. Thursday until the funeral service. The family asks that expressions of sympathy take the form of donations to the Wilson Cemetery, which can be made at the funeral home. Mary Alice Meadows, 83, of Mel Ridge community of Metcalfe County, died Sunday at the Metcalf Healthcare Center. She had made a profession of faith in Christ and was a member of the Maple Hill United Methodist Church, where she was a very active member and was a member of the church choir. She was a retired machine operator for Fruit of the Loom. She loved her cows and farming and enjoyed cooking and gardening, but her family was her pride and joy. Survivors include 11 grandchildren: Daniel and Joseph Matney, Laura and Heather Keltner, Tracy and Donnie Price, Angela and Chris Lewis, and Jonathan and Jeremy and Rachel Meadows. 18 great-grandchildren, 3 sisters and 2 brothers-in-law: Connie Patterson, Peggy and Ken Curry, and Linda and Tommy Hall, and a brother, Laureen Posey, and a host of other relatives and friends. The funeral service for Mary Meadows will be at 1 p.m. today at the Cowherd and Parrott Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Maple Hill Cemetery. Visitation is requested at the funeral home after 7 a.m. this morning until the service time. The family asks that expressions of sympathy take the form of donations to the Maple Hill Cemetery Fund and can be left at the funeral home. Funeral service for Levi Willis, 14 of Wendyville, will be Friday at 11 a.m. at the Bee Springs Missionary Baptist Church. Burial in the New Home Church Cemetery. Visitation 3 to 7 p.m. today, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday at the Patton Funeral Home, Brownsville Chapel, and from 9 till 11 a.m. Friday at the Bee Spring Missionary Baptist Church. The funeral service for Roger Parrish, 70 of Beaumont, will be Thursday at 1 p.m. at the McMurtry Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Union No. 2 Cemetery. Visitation today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., and will continue on Thursday, 8 a.m. until the service time at the funeral home. A memorial service for Judy Hall, 76 of Glasgow, will be Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Temple Hill Baptist Church. Visitation Thursday morning, 9 a.m. until time for the service at the church, the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home in charge. Funeral services for Ronnie Harper, 58 of Edmonton, will be at 2 p.m. this afternoon in the chapel of the Butler Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Harper Cemetery. Visitation after 9 a.m. at the funeral home until the funeral service. Funeral services for Marie Grinder, 87 of Burkesville, will be this afternoon at 1 p.m. at the Blue and Stance Funeral Home. Burial in the Grider Family Cemetery. Funeral service for Willis Short, 91 of Moss, Tennessee, will be held at 11 a.m. this morning at the Bartley & Sons Funeral Home in Tompkinsville. Burial to follow in the Pitcock Cemetery. The family will receive friends at the funeral home beginning after 9 a.m. until the service time. Donations can be made to the Alzheimer's Association in memory of Willis. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free at WCLUradio.com and the WCLU Radio app. No login necessary.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist.
Football season is back, and we at the Glasgow EPB could not be more excited because when this season kicks off, Glasgow EPB has you covered for every second of action from the gridiron. Watch all your favorite teams in HD on ESPN, SEC and ACC networks, the Big Ten Network, and now watch the WKU Hilltoppers on CBS Sports Network. Away from your TV? No problem, as you can catch all the games on WatchTVEverywhere.com with your Glasgow EPB cable subscription. Find out more at GlasgowEPB.com.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by Key Cleaners on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
Looking for a great job working with friendly folks, competitive pay, and no weekends? Well, Key 1 Hour Cleaners in Glasgow is in need of a presser and a shirt presser. Apply in person at Key Cleaners location on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. Key Cleaners is a family-owned business that's been successful over the past 35 years, providing great service and having the best employees. You should consider joining that group. Looking for a presser and a shirt presser? Apply at Key Cleaners, 401 Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. We need you.
Weather forecast today, plenty of sunshine, Glasgow, high of 82. Tonight, clear, 58 degrees. It'll be sunny, warmer tomorrow, Thursday, high of 86. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, a low of 65. On Friday, we'll end this work week with a mix of sun and clouds, high of 88 degrees. Some rain on Saturday, 40% chance, otherwise sunny and warm, high of 88. Again today, sunshine will hit 82 this afternoon. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful day. All right, currently outside, temperature-wise, feels so nice. 60 degrees. That's 96% humidity right now. Pressure 30.05. No wind. Just a small trace of precip since midnight. 8-mile visibility this morning. A little bit of fog out there. Sunset tonight, 7:13 p.m. Weather brought to you by Key Cleaners, Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. 60 degrees now.
Pivot Bio launches first ever on-seed nitrogen. I'm Amy Simpson with Ag Headline News on Brownfield. An Iowa farmer says a new seed treatment technology launched at this week's Farm Progress Show could be a game changer for how farmers help improve the environment. David Curry says the new on-seed line from Pivot Bio could make him more efficient.
This really eliminates a pass across the field, so it's a really neat product for us in the future of kind of our operation.
More on Brownfield right after this.
Hello everyone, this is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area, and nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one raving fan at a time.
Also from the Farm Progress Show, Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack says grants from USDA's Climate Smart Commodities program will increase resilience, expand market opportunities, and strengthen rural America. He says requests for more than 1,000 applications topped $20 billion. A corn researcher says tar spot trials have been slow to take off this season. Addie Thompson with Michigan State University tells Brownfield.
Because we had such hot, dry weather earlier in the season, I feel like the disease took a lot longer to get started. And so just within the last week or two, we've been seeing it pop up.
She's working with Purdue University and the University of Wisconsin to find what corn varieties are resistant to the disease. The Specialty Crop Farm Bill Alliance has outlined top priorities for the 2023 Farm Bill. Co-chair Cam Quarles tells Brownfield the group supports funding for
nutrition, research, pest and disease programs.
For more, visit brownfieldagnews.com. I'm Amy Simpson.
Well, summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. It's Henry Royce, and I want you to call QC Kinetics right now. You've put it off long enough. It's time to get real, lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulder and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
When there's work to be done, you get to it. And Joseph A. Wade Incorporated is here to help. They repair and make hydraulic hoses and repair hydraulic cylinders. If there's a problem, the Joseph A. Wade hydraulic team will help you find a solution. They're also a distributor for Croyle products. Plus, black and orange nitrile gloves are back in stock. Locally owned and operated, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated. Here to help since 1985. Located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as Mr. Rogers once said, and Mr. Terry's going to say that today, too. Sam Terry, who is here with us for the Wednesday edition and the final August edition for the archives. Good morning, Sam. Are you all right?
I am well. It's hard to believe that this is the last day of August and our last bit of
archival news.
It's been a juicy month, though, hadn't it been?
Oh, it has. We've had some fairly interesting stories.
Right. Like the one from 100 years ago, Sam. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's the headline of the Glasgow Republican: Cannonball found. What could that be? Well, as the road builders were excavating for piers for the bridge across South Fork Creek just south of town, they unearthed a 6-pound cannonball 12 feet under the surface. It was half embedded in sandstone. How or when it got there is not known, but it is supposed that it was first from the fort above the Glasgow Cemetery during the Civil War. The ball and part of the rock can be seen at the Republican office. Those were the days when people brought things to the newspaper office.
That's exactly right.
I think a lot of that happened to you, too, didn't it?
Yes, I have experienced that. Lots of visitors with lots of interesting show-and-tell items.
So that's a 100-year-old find right there. I wonder where that ball is.
That would be interesting to know.
It's probably not still at the Republican office, is it?
But it very likely was from Fort Williams.
Yeah.
All of that fits together exactly as it should, if that's true.
It is. It's a fascinating, and of course we've had this conversation about how that in many of our lifetimes Fort Williams was nothing but a thicket. But today, thanks to the wisdom of a lot of people, certainly one of which being Charlie Honeycutt, but there's also a small group of dedicated members of the Fort Williams Commission that want to keep Fort Williams in good shape. And, you know, the way it is now, you can see those cannonballs being fired from there.
Oh, certainly. And we've got, I happen to be a member of that commission, and we've got exciting plans of things to continue improving and some maintenance work that needs to be caught up, but we're slowly progressing.
Well, I'm glad to know it, and I'll be anxious for you to report on that as we get closer. This was the day in 1932 the Republican reported about the annual camp meeting at the Pentecostal Park, which is 4 miles southeast of Glasgow on the Glasgow-Tompkinsville Highway. It's going to be September the 9th through the 19th. Dr. H.C. Morrison, Dr. Hayes, the Beck brothers, and probably others will aid in the preaching. While not definitely known, it is believed that song evangelist Miller will have charge of the song services. Sounds like some well-respected names coming here for that big event down at the Pentecostal Park.
It does indeed, and Reverend Morrison's events there with the camp meetings were something that were anticipated from year to year and event to event.
1942. A couple of young fellas visiting their grandmothers. You know, all of us love visiting grandmothers, but in 1942, Freddie Travis and Bobby Travis were down in Alabama, Decatur, Alabama, spending the week with their grandmother, Mrs. A.M. Lentz, in Decatur, Alabama. I'm presuming that's Miss May's parents?
That would be correct.
And they just went for a week in Alabama. I bet they enjoyed that down there, getting to know their grandmother.
Without a doubt.
1952, this was the day that it was announced in the Glasgow Daily Times that, with few exceptions, most Glasgow offices and business houses will be open next Monday, despite the Labor Day observance. Didn't we just have the conversation that probably we won't do archives on Labor Day and probably won't be much going on? Well, it makes me feel guilty when I read 1952's archive here, Sam. With few exceptions, the Glasgow office and business houses will be open next Monday despite Labor Day observance. Federal and state offices will be closed, but most offices in the courthouse will be open as usual. E.L. Curley, Secretary of the Chamber of Commerce, said Labor Day is not one of the holidays which are observed by members of the city trade body. Banks will be closed. There will be no regular mail delivery, but hey, we were saying, you know, where we can control it, Labor Day is a go. How about that?
Exactly.
Yeah, and they quoted the Chamber of Commerce president there in the paper in 19.
People still need to shop. And,
that's right.
Take care of business.
That's right. What better way to to get some new customers is to be open when they're not at work. All right, let's see, this is 1962, I believe. This was information about the annual, and this sounds good too this time of the day, Sam, The annual Country Ham kickoff breakfast of the Glasgow Teachers Association was held at the Happy Valley Elementary School. 19 new teachers were introduced by their respective principals, and they were cordially and enthusiastically welcomed by Superintendent Gene C. Farley. That was 1962 in the Glasgow Republican. Of course, we've talked a lot about the 50s and the 60s, growing the school. This was a big time there, and I'm glad that tradition continues. Our local school systems have that opening day breakfast, opening day meet the new people on the block, and I'm glad that is kept up. And I don't know if they're serving country ham anymore or not, but certainly it was good back then.
Well, a few years ago, I think they were still serving country ham, and so we know that's been going on for 60 years.
My
this
goodness,
year.
yeah. But it's good to see, the schools do that to get everybody welcomed in. This day in 1972, Todd Gibbs, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Donald Gibbs of Holland, Kentucky, is the state poster boy for cystic fibrosis. Now, I knew Todd Gibbs quite well. He was in the broadcasting business. He was a first cousin of Danny Tabor of Scottsville, Kentucky, and worked for Danny. And, we all kind of knew Todd, and we all pulled for Todd. And, of course, cystic fibrosis won in the end, but he was a really good fellow who never let that problem slow him down.
He was indeed. What a great fellow.
Also in 1972, since we're wrapping up the month, there was a public hearing on the Sunday closing question to be held Tuesday night in the circuit courtroom of the Barron County Courthouse. All the persons who wish to speak either for or against Sunday closing are asked to attend this session. Yeah, we always seem to have a little this or that going on, don't we?
It does, and in those years that was a burning question.
Yeah.
And as I recall some of the history on that, Gibsons had come to town in the 60s, and they broke tradition and opened on Sunday afternoon, and some of the churches were not very happy about that.
Sure.
And so there were efforts to make sure everybody closed.
Yeah.
And of course that didn't work.
No, it didn't. And, I remember somebody saying that Gibsons thought, well, we'll make enough money being open on Sunday, we can pay the fine, which might be an incentive to raise the fine, but anyway. And finally, this day in 1972, St. Andrew's Episcopal Church is holding its second annual Arts and Crafts Fair this weekend. A lot of talented artists who were associated with that St. Andrew's Arts and Crafts Fair, and this was in 1972.
They were, and as I recall, that went on in various forms for many years.
Yeah, it's something people looked forward to. 1982. Glasgow Junior High 8th grade cheerleaders were announced. Ann Jones, Jenny York, Tracy Tate, Debbie Smith, Tammy Poland, and Lois Terry, the sponsor. Now, let's look at the 7th grade cheerleaders here for Glasgow High School, or Glasgow Junior High School. There was no such thing as a middle school in 1982. It was Glasgow Junior High. And the 7th grade cheerleaders for this particular year, Glasgow Junior High, 7th graders, Laura Secondy, Stacy Norman, Chrissy Angstrom, Laura Belcher, Teresa Lafferty, and Deanna Wilson. I know a lot of those young ladies, and they certainly represented their schools well.
They certainly did. They could rev a crowd.
We got a couple of more from 1982 since we're wrapping up the month. Over 200 this day in 1982 attended the Horse Cave High School class reunion at the Cave City Convention Center. That was a great way and a great use of the Cave City Convention Center there in 1982, wasn't it?
Certainly, and it was relatively new.
Yeah, we got a new place to have a whole bunch of folks to get together. Also in 1982, this day, Jolene Youngster's cat named Cuddles won a ribbon at the Etoile Fair Pet Show Saturday. It was the community's 42nd annual presentation of the fair, which has built quite a tradition for itself over the years. And, they continue that, and it continues to be solid and strong.
It certainly does.
And I'm pretty sure they still have that pet show out there, too.
I believe so. It's you can go and spend most of the day in Etoile and enjoy the fair.
Just having a good time. Let's see. What else do we have here to talk about? We're wrapping up the month of August 1982 with Fire Chief Kenneth Pace, presenting Fireman Paul Williams with a certificate. This was a picture in the Glasgow Times here of this day where Chief Pace presented Fireman Paul Williams with a certificate honoring him for using CPR to save a child's life last weekend. Now, that was a big deal. Fire departments were, involved in fighting fires, but this business of being able to do CPR and things of that nature was rapidly coming into the training, and Paul Williams had made that happen in 1982.
Exactly.
And the Peters Creek Bridge on the Oil Well Road was washed away during Monday night's heavy rains. I didn't want to leave that out because that's a big deal. Farmers throughout the area were seen searching for cattle, which are reported to have been washed away by the high waters. We don't want anything like that again, but that's the Peters Creek Bridge, pretty well-built bridge, but couldn't survive the Monday night heavy rain. This time of the year we have those gully washers for sure. We're done in 92. We're done in 2002, and I believe we're done in 2012.
I believe we are.
Which means we're done.
What a month.
I tell you what, it's so exciting to see how much history has changed. We're seeing, what have we done? Just this week we've had like the first food stamps. We've had the first, all these different schools getting cranked up, and one-room schools reduced to 47 in the Barron County schools.
I can't imagine being an administrator keeping up with 47 schools.
That's right. That was long before spreadsheets and all that. So anyway, that's enough of the archives for this month, but I really look forward to coming back and moving into the month of September. I can just tell because Sam is one of the great researchers of the archives, and Miss Gail Berry is, and I think there's other folks who send good vibes in that direction. So let's see where we go tomorrow. And thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure.
And we're brought to you today by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
When you look around Glasgow and Barron County, you see that South Central Bank's roots run deep, having served generations of families and supported some of the most significant business growth in the region. We are proud to be a part of this community. For 50 years, our customers have received superior service from South Central Bank, and we remain committed to that. We continue to build relationships that are making an impact on the community we call home. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Weather forecast today, plenty of sunshine, Glasgow high of 82. Tonight clear, 58 degrees. It'll be sunny, warmer tomorrow Thursday, high of 86. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, a low of 65. On Friday, we'll end this work week with a mix of sun and clouds, high of 88 degrees. Some rain on Saturday, 40% chance, otherwise sunny and warm, high of 88. Again today, sunshine will hit 82 this afternoon. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful day. 96% humidity right now. Really nothing's changed. Pressure still holding at 30.05. 8-mile visibility this hour, so be careful out there. Sunset tonight, 7:13 p.m. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank. It's 60 now in Glasgow.
The Just Because deal. Hey, what's this?
Breakfast from Mickey D's.
From me?
Yep.
Why?
'Cause it's morning. And you like McDonald's. Let's eat while it's hot.
There's a deal for every act of kindness at McDonald's.
Right now, get a sausage biscuit and hash browns pairing for just $2.50. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Storm Watch Protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
A message from the South Green Street Church of Christ.
What would you do if someone offered you $100 million for just 1 year's worth of work? Would it take you long to decide? Most likely none of us are ever going to be offered that staggering amount. But a report came out not long ago that back in 1998, comedian Jerry Seinfeld was offered that staggering amount of $100 million if he would film just one more year of his hit TV show called Seinfeld. He turned it down. His reason was that he wanted to spend more time with and start a family. Can you imagine passing up $100 million for family? Well, we'll never face this kind of offer most likely, but we do face challenges, and we have to make decisions every single day. What will you do when the offer is made to put something above your family or something in front of your God? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Everyone has the right to control their own future.
This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance company will take advantage of you.
We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients.
We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition. If you suspect that your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, call Hughes & Coleman today.
Control starts with a call. 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
J. Marshall Hughes here with Hughes & Coleman Injury Lawyers. School's back in session. Buses are on the road, and children are walking to school. Please slow down and drive carefully. Keep our kids safe.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary. All right, we're going to give somebody a chance to win a free pizza this morning with our morning trivia question here at WCLU, and also you Big Willie listeners as well. And one thing I want to mention, coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have a special feature this morning. We're going to have a Wednesday weather kid. That's right, so be listening for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, here's your trivia question this morning. If you haven't won in the month of August, this being our last day, you can win today. Question is, well, let me just read a little bit about it. We're going to be talking about music today. This music artist was arrested at age 15 for robbery, tried as an adult, and received an 8 to 16-year sentence in the Georgia Juvenile Training Institute in Georgia, of course, where he started a gospel group. Name him. All right, 651-9149, 800-956-1023. This music artist was arrested at age 15 for robbery, tried as an adult, received 8 to 16-year sentence in the Georgia Juvenile Training Institute. And there he started a gospel group. All right, let's see if we got a big winner this morning. Good morning, trivia.
Waylon Jennings?
No, that's a good guess, though. Good morning, trivia.
Johnny Cash?
No, not a country artist. Let me say it's not a country artist, okay? Good morning, trivia. Hello? Okay, 651-9149. Give us a call. Good morning, trivia.
Chuck Berry?
No. Good morning, trivia.
Randy Travis?
No, not a country artist, okay? Not a country artist. Good morning, Trivia.
Young Thug.
Nope. Okay, let me read this again. It's not a country artist, okay? This music artist was arrested at age 15 for robbery. You folks are saying Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash. That would sure fit there. Sure fit them, wouldn't it? But, okay, he was tried as an adult, and he did receive an 8 to 16-year sentence at the Georgia Juvenile Training Institute. There, while he was there, he started a gospel group, and that's actually because of good behavior and getting the group together. They were able to get him out a little early. Good morning, Trivia.
Jerry Lewis.
Nope. Good guess, though. Okay. We'll take another call or two, and then we've got to move on this morning. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Can you name the artist that was arrested at age 15? Not a country artist. Good morning, Trivia.
Yes, I'm guessing Jerry Lee Lewis.
Nope. That's not right. Good morning, Trivia.
Is it Crowder?
Nope. Man, I've stumped everybody this morning. And it's news to me, too. I had no clue. But anyway, let's take another call. Good morning, Trivia.
John Terry?
No, that's a good guess, though. A lot of good guesses coming in. We'll take one more call, and we'll have to move on today.
Brown.
Good morning, Trivia.
James Brown.
That's it, James Brown. Finally. Yes, sir. Who am I talking to?
This is George.
George
Kelson.
George Kelson?
Yes, sir.
Kelson. All right, George.
KJELSEN.
Okay. S-E-L. Let me put you on hold, and I'll get your information. Okay, George?
All right.
Okay, stand by. Yeah, the answer is James Brown. You know, I feel good. Anyway, that's our answer today. Coming up, more of the news you can depend on. And again, don't forget about our Wednesday Weather Kid Straight Up.
Good morning from Forever Communications. WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
CBS News Special Report. We have breaking news overnight from the Department of Justice on documents confiscated from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Correspondent Bradley Blackburn.
The DOJ said the search came only after months of negotiations with Trump's team and after it had been promised remaining documents were stored in one location. But the DOJ found evidence that papers were likely concealed and removed. And while it didn't say who was responsible, the DOJ said, quote, efforts were likely taken to obstruct the government's investigation.
Officials are recommending against the former president's request for a special master to oversee review of the documents because the process is already complete. CBS's Andy Trier.
The ball is now in the court of Donald Trump. His lawyers have to respond by 8 p.m. on Wednesday, setting up a big hearing on Thursday in West Palm Beach, Florida.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Nurse practitioners Paula West and Haley Cavanaugh at the TJ Health Cape City Clinic offer experienced health care for all your family's needs, including family medicine care, pediatric care treating children starting at birth, along with cardiology services. The TJ Health Cape City Clinic across from Save-A-Lot is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are recommended. Walk-ins are accepted based on availability. For additional information, visit tjregionalhealth.org/Cape City. TJ Regional Health. Total local care.
Wednesday's Weather Kid, brought to you by Barron County School Systems. We are BC. This is Jared. Jared, hello. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Glad you could join us today. What grade are you in?
5th grade.
5th grade. And have you ever wanted to be on the radio?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, now's your chance. What's our weather forecast like today for Glasgow?
Well, today it's high and temperature is 82. Tonight, clear of 58 degrees. Tomorrow, high 86 is the high. Partly sunny on Friday, 88.
All right. So, man, I tell you, you're awesome. You did really good for your first time on the radio. Hope you have an awesome day, Jared, and thank you for getting us updated on that weather forecast, all right?
Okay.
Now, he did so good, I may lose my job. Anyway, Wednesday's Weather Kid, brought to you by Barron County School System. We are BC.
When you look around Glasgow and Barron County, you see that South Central Bank's roots run deep. Having served generations of families and supported some of the most significant business growth in the region, we are proud to be a part of this community. For 50 years, our customers have received superior service from South Central Bank, and we remain committed to that. We continue to build relationships that are making an impact on the community we call home. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, August 31st, 2022, 60 degrees, 7:09. Welcome into WCLU Local News. You know, it was great to hear Jared there on the Wednesday, or as the Wednesday Weather Kid. Congratulations, Jared, for being selected as that, and we'll be excited to showcase that to you in the coming weeks. As Jared said, we are going to be having some nice temperatures in store for today. Looks like about 82 degrees is what's on tap for today, and we'll be going into the evening tonight with the lower temperatures again. We are waking up today with 60 degrees. Looks like moving toward Wednesday evening, it's going to feel about the same. Lows getting down into some fall-like temperatures. And moving toward the weekend, there is a slight chance of showers, but we are going to be focusing right now what we have in front of us, which is a nice day. The scope of a project to locate a Chinese-owned battery factory in Barron County has shifted since it was announced nearly 2 years ago. Contemporary Amperex Technology purchased the former R.R. Donnelley and later LSC Communications building along Donnelley Drive in December 2020. The company is a major battery supplier for vehicle brands like Tesla and BMW. Though the pandemic stalled many projects, economic development appears to be well underway across the region as companies look to expand their operations. Recent projects in Glendale and Bowling Green have been announced, but Glasgow remains on the development wait list. Maureen Carpenter is the president and CEO of the Barron County Economic Authority. She still confirms that KTEL, as it's called, is still planning to locate here in Glasgow.
Can't really talk about what they're looking at, but they are coming.
Now, the pandemic stalled many development projects, particularly the KTEL expansion. Company executives were apparently unable to travel to Glasgow for necessary meetings for several months as lockdowns persisted in China. Those restrictions have since broadened to recent tensions with the federal government.
Federal relations with the Chinese government are not helping to move things forward on that project.
WCLU News inquired about KTEL's intentions in the area. Carpenter could not detail specific information about them, however. Electric vehicle business and market demands, they've apparently changed so much that the company's original intention here, it's no longer existent, she says. The changes, they're forcing the company to pivot and reassess their business efforts here, though they are still planning to locate, she says.
You know, I feel bad because we were very excited about this and the opportunity that it brings and still brings. It's just we can't put a timeline on it. And people want timelines. People want to know when is it going to happen. And I can't give them that, and neither can the company.
Carpenter says that the company is still maintaining its investment here in Glasgow, and there are employees that are working day to day to see that that investment does pick up at some point.
They do have people here that are working very hard to try to get their project up and going here. There's just a lot of challenges.
Now, WCLU News did speak to Carpenter about ongoing economic development efforts in the area. We'll have that in a later report for you. Authorities arrested a woman Sunday after she apparently crashed a truck in Glasgow. Police here say they responded to Happy Valley Road in reference to a complaint. Officers determined a white truck was traveling along Veterans Outer Loop, crossed the median, and crashed through a fence near Shoe Show in Glasgow. That truck also collided with a parked vehicle. 71-year-old Lena J. Carver of Glasgow was arrested in connection to the incident. Officers conducted field sobriety tests and determined she was impaired. According to an arrest citation, she told an officer she had taken a blood pressure pill earlier that day about 3 o'clock and then later had some tequila. She was charged with operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, first offense, and first-degree criminal mischief. Carver was released on an ROR bond, which means that released on your own recognizance. That ROR bond means that defendants released are at liberty without posting bail. They must attend all future court appearances, however. It's unclear if she has an attorney. Governor Andy Beshear was in Bowling Green yesterday to break ground on a new company that's locating there in the Trans Park in Warren County. Envision AESC broke ground on their new $2 billion state-of-the-art electric vehicle battery gigafactory. Envision AESC's investment will create 2,000 full-time jobs in the region, operating its 30 gigawatt-hour plant, and it apparently has potential to expand to 40 gigawatt hours. At the plant, the world-leading Japanese EV battery technology company will produce battery cells and modules that will power next-generation EVs by multiple global automotive manufacturers. Now, of course, they announced this project earlier in April in Frankfurt, accompanied there by the governor. And Governor Andy Beshear has directed that flags at all state office buildings be lowered to half staff from sunrise until sunset today in observation of Overdose Awareness Day. In addition to lowering the flag, the governor's mansion will be lit purple, which is the designated color to show support for overdose awareness. Overdose Awareness Day is a global event held on August 31st each year to raise awareness of drug overdoses, to reduce the stigma of drug-related deaths, and to acknowledge the grief felt by families and friends as they remember those who have died or have a permanent injury as a result of a drug overdose. Governor Beshear encourages individuals, businesses, and organizations throughout the state to join in this tribute. You can always find flag status online at governor.ky.gov/flag-status. 7:15, 60 degrees. No activity on this morning's 911 report. We'll be right back.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend. Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us. Today, we had a chance to tell him that.
When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
All right, welcome back into WCLU Local News. It's great to have you with us today. 60 degrees, and we are feeling it this morning. We are really enjoying it around here. Hope you are this morning on your commute. Looking at traffic across the area, we've not been alerted of any traffic impacts. Looks like traffic is flowing equally about the same across the region. Do keep in mind school buses are out on the roadways, so you'll need to be aware of that. If you're getting out and you haven't really thought about it, school is back in session across the area, and students are going to be loading buses around this time of the day. And, of course, that's going to be extending out really through next May. So keep that in mind. Students are back in school, and you might have a little bit of a delay getting behind those school buses, but be sure to take some extra time from your morning to prepare for that. In more news this hour, Berea College, which has close connections to areas of eastern Kentucky affected by historic flooding in July, is providing funds to help the region. The school's president, Lyle Roloffs, says the funds are expected to total more than $1 million. The school will contribute to the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky to administer through its networks. It will also provide support to school systems in affected counties up to $50,000 per system. The college will also make a contribution administered through the Mountain Association to help businesses in affected counties. Several Berea students and their families were affected by the floods, which killed at least 39 people. And big news for Mammoth Cave. Mammoth Cave National Park plans to make improvements this fall on an underground trail with funding from the Great American Outdoors Act. The park said in a statement that it will receive about $6.5 million in funding to rehabilitate about 1 mile of a trail from the new entrance to the frozen Niagara entrance. The project will harden the existing cave trail, replace narrow stairways, install new benches, and improve overlooks. Officials say it aims to improve visitor experience and access for emergency personnel. Work is expected to begin in November and it'll be lasting until next summer. So again, if you're around those parts, be aware of that. Mammoth Cave got lots of things going on there in the way of improvements, and of course, they are always open to folks touring that cave, but just be aware you might find some hiccups as crews are there making those improvements. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says his executive order on school safety has so far yielded efforts that include a new mobile app, school behavioral health experts in each county, and updated law enforcement training and security assessments. The Republican offered the update Tuesday on the order he signed in June. Lee says more than 10,000 Tennesseans are using the Safe Tennessee app, which allows confidential reporting of safety concerns at schools. He says every Tennessee school has completed a physical security assessment, and more than 2/3 of districts have participated in safety training. Additionally, more than 600 school resource officers have received updated training. And some information coming to you from the Kentucky Department of Education. Looks like 2 Kentucky high school students will be selected this fall as delegates to the United States Senate Youth Program. That's a merit-based program that takes the most outstanding high school students from around the country to Washington, D.C. for a week-long study of the federal government and the people who lead it. Selected students will also receive $10,000 in college scholarship in the name of the U.S. Senate, with encouragement to continue coursework in history, government, and public affairs. The Kentucky Department of Education oversees the selection process of 2 students to be a part of the national 104-student delegation. Students will attend Washington Week, scheduled for March 4th through the 11th next year, and participate in meetings and briefings with senators, the president, a justice of the Supreme Court, leaders of the cabinet agencies, other key policymakers, and senior members of the media. You can find that application at our website a little later on at WCLUradio.com. Applications will be due October 31st. High school teachers and principals are encouraged to nominate those qualified high school juniors and seniors to apply. 7:20, 60 degrees. It's Wednesday, August 31st. A great day in store. Looks beautiful out there this morning. High of 82 degrees today. Have a great Wednesday.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear ordering flags on state buildings lowered from sunrise to sunset yesterday in observation of Overdose Awareness Day. Overdose Awareness Day is a global event to acknowledge the grief felt by friends and families of those who have died from drugs and to remember those who have lost their battle. In addition, the governor's mansion was lit in purple to show support for overdose awareness. A groundbreaking ceremony this week with the governor and other officials is the first step in the construction of a multi-billion-dollar electric vehicle battery gigafactory. The plans call for Envision AESC to build a $2 billion state-of-the-art center in Bowling Green's Kentucky Trans Park. The company will produce battery cells and modules to power the next generation of electric vehicles. The project is expected to create 2,000 jobs. The Paramount Arts Center in Ashland is asking for the public's help getting their stolen trailer back. Officials say that trailer is used for outdoor shows. Surveillance video shows a man hooking an SUV up to the trailer Sunday night. An investigation into the theft of $4 million of federal funds is continuing in Lexington. City officials say the money was transferred electronically to a private bank account, and they discovered the theft last week. The Emergency Connectivity Fund is awarding several libraries in western Kentucky money to meet the challenges of remote learning. Daviess County Public Library, Ohio County, Muhlenberg County, and the Hopkins County Madisonville Public Library will receive a share of $1.2 million to cover the cost of electronics like computers, tablets, modems, and routers. Labor Day is one of the most dangerous holidays to travel, and the Kentucky Blood Center is asking Kentuckians to help out in a big way. The blood supply is critically low, and there is a need for all blood types. Type O negative is considered the universal donor. I'm Rob Carpenter.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.gov/agwater to find out how.
Your annual homecoming tailgate party was a rousing success. You caught up with your weird cousin Phil. You and your buddy Dave were crowned cornhole champions. Your famous potato salad drew rave reviews. The home team even won. But the best part was what didn't happen. You didn't drive home buzzed. You got a ride home from your cousin Phil, who may be weird, but also definitely sober. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, the 20th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats continue their game day preps ahead of their season opener against Miami of Ohio. Offensive coordinator Rich Gangarello appreciates the running back stable he's afforded in Lexington. Of course, in the absence of all SEC running back Chris Rodriguez Jr.
It's a room with great balance. It's been, there's been great competition, which has been brought out the best in all of them. Ramon was a nice addition this summer, and he's mature, and he's really fit in well with the guys, and they like him, and he's played a lot of football. And Kavasi, he's a very talented back. He's got speed, he's got make you miss ability, he's a good pass catcher, and he's got toughness. I mean, those are all important qualities, and I think most importantly, he's maturing as a person and a player, and that's going to bring out the best.
And in Richmond, the Eastern Kentucky football team has canceled their football luncheon and kickoff event scheduled for today and tonight, as, of course, their head coach, Walt Wells, remains in a Lexington University of Kentucky hospital following a cardiac episode on Sunday. The team will open the season Friday night at Eastern Michigan with Chief of Staff Gary McPeak at the helm. And several players are looking for new homes after the Cincinnati Bengals made roster cuts to meet the league's deadline yesterday. The team releasing Drew Chrisman, which makes Kevin Huber the preferred punter heading into the season. Other notable cuts include wide receivers Kwame Lassiter, Kendrick Pryor, and Trenton Irwin, along with quarterback Jake Browning. Veteran safety Trayvon Henderson was released, as was defensive end Noah Spence. The Bengals do open the season a week from Sunday, hosting Pittsburgh. And in baseball, all eyes were on St. Louis Cardinals' Albert Pujols in Cincinnati last night as he closes in on home run number 7, but it was Austin Romine who was the hero. He smashed a 2-run homer in the bottom of the third. That's all the Reds would need. They beat the Cardinals 5-1. Pujols, by the way, went 0 for 2 at the plate. Both teams will wrap up their series tonight. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.gov/agwater to find out how.
You may have been born to be wild, but you weren't born to be dead from a needless motorcycle crash. So when you're even just a little impaired, you do not get your motor running. You do not head out on the highway. What you do is get a ride from a sober friend, a taxi or rideshare service, or public transportation. Because you may be looking for adventure, but you're not looking for trouble. Please ride sober. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
At South Central Bank, we're team players. For over 50 years, we've been helping people meet goals, realize dreams, and stay on top of their game. Strong communities need strong banks. That's why South Central Bank is proud to be this community's strongest mortgage lender, the place people turn when building and growing, refinancing, or just getting started. We are all things community, even supporting local high school sports teams. There's a South Central Bank near you. Come in and do business with the game changer. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, that music right there means one thing: birthdays and anniversaries on this Wednesday. Here we are, the last day of the month, August 31st. Can you believe it? Tomorrow's September 1st. Wow. Joan Regal celebrates today. Joan, you just barely got one in before we switch months here. Tommy and Terry Jackson, those brothers, are 76 today. Happy birthday. Diane Garman. Mike Taylor is 72 today. Gunnar Greer is 23, and Marie Ward is 80, and she received a gong last hour. We have some anniversaries. We have Brian and Laura King, their 3rd year, and Joe and Nancy Cornwall, 59 years. And our Good as Gold person, I tell you, we've had a busy morning. I failed to mention this last hour. Good as Gold today is Marie Ward, who is turning 80 today. And she received a gong. Let's do it again. There you go. Marie, hope you have a great day. Your name goes in the hat for Friday's drawing, which means you have a chance at winning a $20 value from A Little Taste of Texas and WCLU. So if you see Marie, pat her on the back, tell her she is definitely good as gold today. 651-9149-800-956-1023. And, of course, online, our website, WCLUradio.com. You can submit good as gold, folks, right there. Your birthdays, your anniversaries, or radiosoki.com as well. 7:28 on this Wednesday morning. We're still showing 60 degrees. It feels so nice outside. I almost wish we could move our studios out on the sidewalk, at least for a while anyway. It's going to get a little warmer, especially tomorrow. We'll check that weather forecast coming up this morning here on Good Morning Live. Hope you and yours are well today. Then thank you for making us a part of your day and your morning. Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver Referral Services. When roles reverse in later years, when child becomes caretaker, when the needs of a parent become most important, it's comforting to know there is help along the way. Sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship, and it's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether at home, assisted living, or a nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 670-7062. Weather forecast today on this Wednesday, plenty of sunshine. Today's high of 82 beautiful degrees. Tonight clear, down to 58. It'll be sunny, warmer tomorrow Thursday. We'll hit 86 degrees. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, a low of 65. Up to 88 on Friday with a partly sunny sky. Friday night, some clouds and 68, and a slight chance for a shower Saturday. 40% mainly after 1 p.m. Saturday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, warm high of 88. Saturday night, we'll have a 20% chance for a shower, down to 67. Sunday, 40% chance of rain for the area. A partly sunny day and 85. On Sunday night, a couple of showers and 67. On Monday, Labor Day, 40% chance for a shower and thunderstorm. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, high of 84. And Tuesday, a 30% chance of rain and thunder showers, mostly sunny and 84. Again today, Glasgow, plenty of sunshine. We'll top out at 82 this afternoon. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. It feels so nice outside. We have 95% humidity, though, right now. Pressure 30.06. No wind. We do have a small trace of precipitation since midnight. Visibility, we're at 10 miles, so things should be pretty clear this morning. Still might be some lingering fog in the area in certain parts, so watch that. Sunset 7:13 p.m. Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards. We're at 62 now here in Glasgow.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Well, summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. It's Henry Royce, and I want you to call QC Kinetics right now. You've put it off long enough. It's time to get real, lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulder and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
The just because deal. Hey, what's this?
Breakfast from Mickey D's.
From me?
Yep.
Why?
'Cause it's morning and you like McDonald's. Let's eat while it's hot.
There's a deal for every act of kindness at McDonald's.
Right now, get a sausage biscuit and hash browns pairing for just $2.50. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Good morning live, and we appreciate you folks joining us today here at WCLU 1490 AM 103.1 FM. Also the Big Willie 94.1, 102.3. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, EPB Channel 6. Good morning to you folks today. We're just minutes away from your first Opry Clue of the week. Be listening for that. And I'll give you an Opry Clue this morning, first one, and then number 2 tomorrow. I'll give you the second Opry Clue tomorrow, your third Opry Clue on Friday, and then your chance to win some Opry passes. This coming Friday, going to send a couple of you to the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville on Friday here on Good Morning Live. We have some things going on in the area from our church and community calendar. The Highland Hills Church has a food pantry every Wednesday. That's today, 4 to 6 p.m. Anyone in need of food can come. They're located on Broadway Street in Glasgow. And there will be gospel concerts all week during Gospel Fest there at Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, today through Sunday. Different artists each day, like Guy Penrod. You may remember Guy Penrod from the Gaithers. Goodman Revival, Chuck Wagon Gang, The Inspirations, they'll be there. The Perrys, the Troy Burns family, the Kingsmen, the Seagulls, Next Generation, Dixie Echoes, and a host of others, plus the Sneed family, of course. If you need more information, call 270-646-0354 or visit gospelfest.co. Always a lot of fun there at the Loretta Lynn Ranch. Chair Yoga will be held at noon this Thursday at the Marywood Weldon Library. They'll have special instructors. It's perfect for beginners, those with mobility issues, and anyone looking for a gentle but productive exercise program. Register at the library, or you can visit their online calendar there to find out more information. Steve's Gun and Knife Show will be held at the Cave City Convention Center, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday the 3rd and Sunday the 4th. Keep that in mind. And a lot of fun in Tompkinsville at the Watermelon Festival, downtown Tompkinsville, this Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at various locations. Activities include a 5K run, fun run, quilt show, largest and best decorated watermelon contest. That sounds like a lot of fun. Plus a cruise-in, cornhole tournaments, craft booths, parade, marble tournament, art show, kids games, cakewalk, street dance, oh my goodness, and much more. Monroe County Museum will also be open all day. So for updates, visit their Facebook page and search for Monroe County Watermelon Festival. All right. If you have an event coming up you'd like to share with us, submit online. Try to at least a week or two in advance so we can get the word out and have plenty of time to do that at WCLUradio.com or RadioSoki.com. And again, 2 weeks in advance if possible. 7:36, Good Morning Live.
Everyone has the right to control their own future.
This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance companies will take advantage of you.
We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients.
We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
The Sustainable Glasgow Kentucky Proud Bounty of the Barons Farmers Market has begun and is every Saturday from 8 a.m. till noon on the courthouse lawn in downtown Glasgow. Expect to find an array of fresh vegetables, meats, breads, baked goods, plants, and crafts, all from farmers and local producers. So join your friends and neighbors Saturday mornings, and thank you to our community partners South Central Bank, T.J. Simpson Community Hospital, Kentucky Proud and Sustainable Glasgow, local foods, local folks, local music.
The Glasgow Police Department, we
strongly believe in outreach and getting involved with our community.
Obviously, we're doing more than just out in the community writing tickets. We're here for the community when they call for help.
We deal with medical patients, we deal with all kinds of sorts of things and all kinds of different people.
I enjoy getting the calls of, hey, I need gas, can you bring me a gas can?
We're always involved in stuff and just trying to invest in our community and make it better.
Glasgow's always been my home. This is where I was born and raised, and this is where I'll stay.
Refine, revitalize, and restore with great gifts for any occasion. Glasgow's premier med spa, R Plus, is here to help you enhance your self-image by celebrating your unique beauty. Shop from the brands we love at our retail store, or purchase a gift certificate for any of our services, from hydrofacials and skin pen to laser treatments and massage therapy. Pamper your loved one today with the gift of care from R Plus Med Spa in Glasgow.
Glasgow, here when you need us.
One thing's for sure, seasons do change. We might not be able to predict the date of the next cold snap, but at Southern States, in business since 1923, we've seen some patterns. We're ready to fill your tanks and make sure you won't be chilled out by the seasonal changes. Southern States is ready to help you with seed and fertilizer for your pastures and your home lawns. We just love helping our customers prepare for the next season. We're Southern States, 300 Sampson Street in Glasgow.
Weather forecast today, plenty of sunshine, Glasgow, high of 82. Tonight, clear, 58 degrees. It'll be sunny, warmer tomorrow, Thursday, high of 86. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, a low of 65. On Friday, we'll end this work week with a mix of sun and clouds, high of 88 degrees. Some rain on Saturday, 40% chance, otherwise sunny and warm, high of 88. Again today, sunshine will hit 82 this afternoon. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful day. 95% humidity out your door right now. We have pressure 30.06. No wind, really, just a trace of precipitation. 10-mile visibility. Looks like we're in for a gorgeous day. As the man said, a high today of 82, Glasgow. Sunset tonight, 7:13 p.m. Weather brought to you by Southern States. It's 62 now. Coming up, Opry Clue number 1 and some tidbit news straight ahead.
Good morning, friends. You know, it's got to be remembered that Jesus didn't die because some wishy-washy crowd of Jews followed the crowd and called for his death. He didn't die because of the moral cowardice of an evil governor. He died because it was the will of God to provide a way for all sinners to be brought back into fellowship with him. It took a perfect man to offer his perfect blood as a perfect sacrifice, so that we as imperfect people, who can do nothing to save ourselves, might have the hope of salvation from the penalty of our own sins. Jesus died in order to be obedient to the will of the Father. Our Lord was obedient to the intended justice and mercy of a loving God, who sacrificed his only begotten Son as a sacrificial lamb for the sins of wicked mankind. How can we ever thank the Lord Jesus, the Lamb of God, for dying for us? We must express our sorrow and our shame to the ruler of the universe, and at the same time we must show forth our unspeakable joy that we've been delivered from ourselves. May we all fall at the foot of the cross and confess our total unworthiness and express our undying gratitude with the same words that Jesus uttered at his death. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome into some tidbit news on this Wednesday, the last day of the month, August 31st. Here we are. And today we're joined with our good buddy, news director, Brendan Crane. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Doing quite well. How are you?
Doing good. Busy morning, I tell you, but a good morning. It's going to be so beautiful today.
When I walked out this morning, I was like, wow, I wish I'd come out sooner today, you know?
62 this morning. I want to go ahead, Brennan, and give Opry clue number 1, if I may.
Sure thing.
All right, let's do this.
Opry clue number 1.
All right. Opry clue number 1 now. If you know the answer to this, and it's not likely but possible, don't call because we have to wait till Friday, okay, after we give that third clue. And this one is just, a basic clue, not a lot of information. This artist is a Grammy and CMA award-winning songwriter. That's all you get today. This artist is a Grammy and CMA award-winning songwriter. That's it. I'll give you a little bit more information tomorrow.
That narrows the pool down, doesn't it?
There's so many in the Nashville area. Goodness gracious. But anyway, we're going to send a couple of people to the Opry. I think they're good to the end of the year or so. But anyway, we'll take care of that on Friday. Another clue tomorrow, third and final clue on Friday. If you're new to this, that's what we do here. So, all right, Brennan Crane in house. What are we talking about today here on Tidbit News?
I mean, you gave me the idea for this, so I'm going to credit you with that. But it's this interesting thing. Though we don't give medical advice on this show, and we're not going to start today.
Nope.
We do have a little bit of interesting information that might, pique your curiosity.
It may. Let me preface this by saying about 25 years ago, I was working at a radio station, and they had a guest. It was a satellite show or something we were running, but there was a guest on there talking about eating according to your blood type.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never heard anything like that. However, I can't say I practiced it, but I never forgot it. And so I mentioned that this morning. We all say, well, we're all just wired a little differently. Could it be our blood types that make us wired a little differently? Could it be why some people our age seem to look a lot younger than we do, or maybe a little older than we do? I've wondered about that. I go to school with people that are 54, or I went to school with people that are now 54, same age as me, and they seem to be a lot older looking. Some look real young, and I'm like, how is that possible? Could it be that we're not eating according to our blood type? Again, we're not giving medical advice. We're just talking about this.
Right. So the good part about this diet is that it is, let me just put it this way. This isn't urging you to take any kind of medication or anything. So I just want to put that out there. So before we get into this blood type diet, as it's called,
it is a thing.
Yeah, so it was developed by naturopathic physician Dr. Peter D'Adamo in the year 1996.
Okay.
So you said 25 years ago. If that was the case, then it had been about a year old when you were hearing about it.
Yeah. Wow.
So anyway, blood type, of course, we all have one, and we all have a different one, generally. There are only 4 types of blood, though. So just to review, that's type A, type B, type AB, and type O. Okay.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
So in this book, Dr. Adamo, it's called Eat Right for Your Type. It was incredibly successful, and it was a New York Times bestseller. It sold millions of copies, still widely popular today. And he claims that the optimal diet for any one individual depends on the person's blood type. Okay.
It makes sense somehow.
It seems to be that way, and a lot of the time these naturopathic physicians and people that are really big on using things that we have here for us seem to be the most apparent and clear thing to do. So anyway, let's get straight to it.
Okay.
So for type A, that's called the agrarian or cultivator diet.
That's me.
All right. It's people who are type A, they're recommended to eat a diet rich in plants and completely free of toxic red meat. This closely resembles a vegetarian diet.
Wow, I've messed up.
So just to provide you a little bit more information here, a meat-free diet based on fruits and vegetables, beans and legumes and whole grains, ideally organic and fresh, are recommended for type A because Dr. Adamo says that type A blood type, those folks, they have a sensitive immune system.
Wow.
Do you feel like you're sick a lot?
No, I'm not. I don't really. No.
I mean, of course, that seems to be kind of environmental.
But however, for 54, I ache a lot. But I'm not really sick a lot. But I do get sick, of course. I'm human. But
well, again, I'm not a physician. I can't say whether that's related. But anyway.
Yeah, I've okay. So I need to eat more plants.
Right. So let's kind of move on to type B here.
Okay.
So again, this is exclusively type B. These are the people called the nomads. You familiar with the nomads years ago?
Yes.
These are people that would move around. They would pretty much follow the food. They'd build their house where the food went.
Exactly. Smart, really.
These people can eat plants and most meats except chicken and pork, and can also eat some dairy. However, they should avoid wheat, corn, lentils, tomatoes, and a few other foods.
Wow.
You know, the corn kid on TikTok wouldn't appreciate that diet.
No, he would not.
So, again, just to provide you a little bit more information on this one, avoid that corn, wheat, buckwheat, lentils, tomatoes, peanuts, and sesame seeds. Chicken's also problematic, apparently, and Dr. Adamo encourages eating green vegetables, eggs, certain meats, and low-fat dairy.
Okay, that's type B.
That's type B. Now, type AB, as you probably could have guessed, it's called the Enigma, and it's a mix between A and B. So pretty much, sounds like virtually you can eat most anything. Foods to eat include seafood, tofu, dairy, beans, and grains, and they should avoid kidney beans, corn, beef, and chicken.
Okay.
So
that leaves one more.
That leaves some more. Now, AB, again, I have more information on that one, too. He also recommends avoiding caffeine, alcohol, and smoked or cured meats if you're type AB. Apparently, AB blood types tend to have low stomach acid.
Wow. Isn't this interesting?
It's interesting. And finally, to the type O, that's called the hunter.
The hunter.
And, you know, sure, we try not to share medical information over the air, but I guess if I were in need of a transplant, I'd want someone to know.
Yeah.
But I am type O positive. Not negative, but positive. So not that matters in terms of this diet. But type O, being the hunter diet, it's a high-protein diet based largely on meat, fish, poultry, certain fruits and vegetables, but limited in grains, legumes, and dairy, and it closely resembles the paleo diet.
Isn't that interesting?
Dr. Adamo also recommends various supplements to help with tummy troubles and other issues he says people with type O tend to have. You know, I will say this, maybe this just helps somebody out there that could say, hey, I relate to that. I am type O blood, and not that I have a lot of stomach trouble, but like I just like spicy foods really irritate me. Like it's like leads to indigestion, you know.
Now maybe you know why.
And
maybe.
perhaps. I mean, again, I don't know. Not that this is any sort of scientifically proven anything, but it's interesting just to think about. So
it really is.
It says here, for the record, any of these dietary patterns would be an improvement for most people, no matter what their blood type is. So, and I think that is true. I mean, you don't see across any of these 4 recommended diets, you know, a stop to go get a cheeseburger or whatever. I mean, I'm sure when Dr. Dedadamo discussed beef, he was imagining probably lean cuts and things like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, I just think it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone out there has a different perspective. But, you know, you were relating this to losing weight because it seemed that the chemical way that, you know, the food reacted with your blood and all that it would actually, like, lead to a better metabolism. But I think this doctor was simply just trying to say this is what's optimal for you to be well, you know?
Yeah, to feel good.
To feel good.
And to be healthy. Well, pretty interesting. Like I said, I guess it was 25 years ago, I heard this doctor, I guess it was him, sharing this information, and it just kind of stuck with me. And maybe for a reason, but I didn't, you know, like I said, I haven't practiced what he preached, but, you know, I think there's something to it. You know, again, we're not giving medical advice, just observing. Pretty interesting there. Eating according to your blood type.
I mean, I've never heard of that until you mentioned it to me earlier this morning, but I do think it's interesting.
It is. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got news coming up at the top of the hour. Now, for you Willie listeners, we have The Real Trader right after our morning news. And we'll be putting folks live on the air on 94.1, 102.3.
You know, I do have one thing I just forgot to mention about.
Okay.
We are going to be doing that, and that's going to be live and interesting. But I do want to mention here in the community, the To the Brim food drive starts today.
Okay.
So I'm really trying to promote that because I know that the Community Relief Fund does a lot of good for this community and helps folks, and particularly, you know, food if with anything, food is so important, and unfortunately we do have folks that are hungry in this community. So if you have it in your willpower, they are going to be set up at Southgate, Houchins, and Walmart, and they're going to be set up through Saturday, and you can just donate food. They're non-perishables. So I know around Thanksgiving and Christmas and things, they really try to make sure people have food and, boxes of food if they need that. They have a whole pantry.
That's just another great aspect of this awesome community.
That's right.
Here in Glasgow. All right, Brendan Crane. You have a great day, sir.
You too.
All right. We'll end the hour, a little bit of music, some Rascal Flatts. Real Trader coming up on Willie, and more of the news you can depend on WCLU.
Smile.